Hey guys, it has been a while since we've been in like an actual inside setting. Welcome back, I guess. Welcome back for me at least. I've been spending a lot of time outside and it has been lovely. My work has been crazy, but when I am home, I'm like in the garden soaking up some rays, just pretending that my office doesn't exist. And I figured today we should be talking about Yoon Lee's Ninefox Gambit. I actually have been bike riding to work, and so I read this, but I also listened to significant parts of it. And it is quite the adventure. I mean, like, holy crap, this book. This story is set in a really unique world where basically everyone has to believe all of the same things about like their calendar system and worship at the same time and do all sorts of things in a particularly ritualized way in order for any of their technology to work. That meant, not knowing that immediately going in, that I was real confused. I actually had to pick this book up twice. The first time I got about 100 pages in and was like, my brain. And the second time I was like, now I get it. Awesome. I think it's just kind of that same dive in feeling as you get if you are reading something like The Quantum Thief by Hanurai and Yemi. Like, it's just good, but like a little overwhelming in that it is such a unique world and world building structure. And not all of it is like a sit down, pretty explain it to you kind of thing. The main character is Kel Cheris, who is a captain in the Kel army. That's how part of this world works. Is everyone's name is prefaced by their class. So there are Narai, who are really good at math and science, and Kel, who are really good warriors, and a bunch of all sorts of different classes of people who are known for kind of similar traits. Cheris is very good at math, but chose to go ahead and join the Kel for a couple of different reasons, some of which are not quite clear yet. But she goes against what people are kind of asserting is her natural skill to do something different and challenge her family. And doing so, she kind of comes across what's called a heretical calendrical system. Basically, people who are using different calendars than the Kel. And so their technology works vastly different. Because of this, they're almost an existential threat to this universe. And Cheris has to kind of team up with this long dead traitorous general who's been preserved in basically cyberspace in order to take this down. But at the same time, she's finding a lot of things out about her society and culture that kind of leave her wondering and, I don't know, maybe make her a little bit more sympathetic to the traitor genius that is in her brain. Basically, I thought this was amazing. Like I said, it took me 2 good tries to really be able to finish it. The first time I just was not in the right headspace. I think it was just a little too much. The second time, I think because I had more exposure to what Yoon Lee was trying to do, it was significantly easier to get into, and I could just like enjoy the plot and pacing. In a lot of ways, it's a pure intrigue story, right? The writing in this is just very good. It's written from a third-person perspective, but I think Yoon Lee does a fantastic job of making you really sympathize and empathize with Cheris. Kind of is able to sow those feelings of having someone in your head, of feeling confused about the role that you're supposed to be playing, of a sense of dread, all of that stuff. She just does a fantastic job of portraying that in a way that makes it feel real and relatable and basically like something happening to you or to someone you care dearly about. I think that's one of the really fantastic things in this, is that the character building is just as good and detailed as the world building. And the emotional ties that happen because of those things, I think are really, really good. Its one big weakness really is that it's hard to get your head around what's going on. I think in a lot of ways, reading it twice or listening to the audiobook is going to be really useful for a lot of readers, because it's just complicated. And sometimes, at least for me, if I read it again or if I'm listening to someone tell me as opposed to trying to pick it up off paper, I just do a little bit better. Keep in mind, if something kind of abstract in its theory is not going to be your style, this is not really a book for you, I don't think. It does have some awesome battle scenes, but a lot of it is predicated, again, on this kind of abstract mathy system that their world is based on. What I would say is it's more approachable than The Quantum Thief, definitely more approachable than Perdido Street Station, but still a little out there. If you're interested in something that's pushing the boundaries of science fiction and really trying to do something innovative and yet evocative of kind of old school hard sci-fi, this is a really good one. It's a military thriller without being overly military. It's just, I mean, I liked it. What can I say? If you have read Ninefox Gambit, as I hope most of you have, because it's up for the BookTube SFF Awards and like all of the actual like broader book community awards, let me know what you think of it. I also just got the arc of Raven Stratagem, which is the second book, and I'm so excited to see that, to read it. Joe, if you're watching, that means you should be direct messaging me like any minute now so that we can start it together. I'm super excited to see what happens to Cheris. Oh my god, especially with the ending. Oh my god. You guys know the drill. Comment, like, and subscribe. I hope you are having a fantastic reading week, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. For those of you who are curious, the next thing up in the review queue is Tropic of Serpents by Marie Brennan, so keep an eye on this channel. Come back soon. For those of you who are curious, the next thing up in the review queue is Tropic of Serpents by Marie Brennan, so keep an eye on this channel. Come back soon.